So this is a T-Bird. This is what I'm demonstrating with. It's brand new. Overstable, brand new. It's got a gnarly edge on it. Needs to be kind of worn down a little bit. You know, slide on the cement a little bit. But essentially, the first part of a drive is your grip, and your grip is important. You want to have a firm grip. You want to strangle the disc. You want it, the tighter grip you have, the more snap you generate. The more snap you generate, the more spin the disc has. The more spin the disc has, the more of an anhyzer the disc flips on, and the more it'll hold its line. It goes through the air at ease if it spins faster. So the idea behind a far long distance shot is to really power up and snap it as hard as you can. The power grip, the way I do it is I take my pointer finger and I notch it on the rim right here, and then you take the others and you just line it up on the rim surface. You want to press it into your palm. You know, sometimes grabbing it and pulling it in like that is a good way to do it too. You want to pinch the disc between your pointer finger and your thumb, and honestly that's where all the snap comes from, is your pointer finger and your thumb. If you snap the disc just like that, it'll feel weird and may go all over the place because you don't have the stabilizer fingers there to help you grip, but it'll go just as far. It really will. But yeah, so it's all about the snap right there, and that's why putting is just it. That's where it comes into. You know, it's all about the snap right there. Putters are awesome. You know, you can really, you have a lot of good accuracy with them. They float after your power snap, and it's all in the snap. It really is. When I throw my putters, you'll notice that they're just finesse shots, but they go. You know, and that's I mean, partially because I'm throwing a little bit downhill. It's true that if you get a great drive and you're like 10 feet away from the basket, you really don't need to know how to putt. But in all honesty, drives don't always end up right under the basket. As you're pulling the disc back, you want to just kind of relax your wrist, and then right before you snap, clinch it up, tighten it, and really just launch it. Just get into it and do a nice follow through, and they don't really cut, so they're great for just kind of finesse punch drives. Another great disc that is my personal favorite for a finesse punch drive is the Latitude 64 Core. This is a wonderful disc. It goes straight, it goes long, it goes far, more arrow than a putter for sure. You know, it feels like a driver, feels like a putter. It's kind of an all-around favorite by mine for mid-range. And then you've got your standard drivers, and now you've got overstable drivers for headwinds. This is the Star Boss. It's kind of a little bit flippy. You know, it's a new one, so it's not super flippy. But I would use this for major distance shots. The type of course, and if you need accuracy over distance, or you've got it wide open like this here, then sometimes you can open up a little bit. So for the mid-range shot, you don't want to pull it back all the way. Pulling it back all the way is gonna do some wonky stuff with your wrist, and you want to keep it here so you can keep the disc notched, so you can open it up a little bit with your fingers. Pulling it back all the way actually puts stress on your tendons here, and it forces you almost to have to do a power grip. So maintaining a little bit of a fan grip helps with finesse. You don't have to pull it back quite so far. Again, it's all about the snap at the end. It's all about the snap, pick up, finish, follow through. What you want to do is you want to open your chest away from the basket a little bit, drop your hips open, bring it back, and then step forward and really just rotate your hips like that. All your power comes from the ground. If you don't have a good solid stance right before your drive, you can't get good power. So you want to have good stance, come through, pull back, straighten your arm out, relax your shoulder a little bit. Maintain a tight grip while you're doing this, by the way. Come through, and then right at the very end, just tense everything up. Your wrist will be loose and it'll kind of whiplash into place, and then just flex it and snap it all at once. And after you're done, you want to kick your foot back. That's going to give you a counterbalance stabilization. You want to come through, kick your foot back like that, and then a lot of times your momentum will carry you forward a little bit more. This is my Nuke OS sidearm shot. The most overstable disc in my bag, and you can tell it's just super fast, no glide. So when it slows down, it's just gonna cut and drop. And that is awesome, in my opinion, for sidearms, because you can get a gnarly skip. You can just, you know, it's a great trick shot because of that too. Actually, you can you know, drop it down at the ground, shoot it super hard, and it'll cut like nothing in the wind would. So yeah, that's a little thing for you, is that just because it's a driver doesn't mean you have to drive with it, and just because it's a putter doesn't mean you have to putt with it. So now I've got my mid-range and putters. Really it all comes down to the same finesse technique, just lots of snap, all snap. With the mid-range and putters, because of the big rim, sometimes you want to open your hand up, do a little hybrid fan power grip combo. Personally, that's my favorite for the finesse little punch shots. It gives you good power. You got your stabilizer pinky finger with your pointer finger for the snap, and then you open your middle fingers out. It gives you good control. These don't really go as far, at least it seems, until you get out there and you notice they're really only like, you know, I mean, with this headwind they're going to be way different because the drivers have a higher top speed, so they're going to cut through the wind, whereas these things are going to reach their top speed a lot sooner with the headwind. But normally without a headwind, and since I'm doing slight downhill, they'll go the same because these have a ton of glide, well, almost the same. I mean, let's be real, they are putters in mid-range. Some of the best disc golfers can make use out of anything in any situation. Personally, my favorite thing to do is to drive with this core. Now, driving with putters are great for pretty much anything around 200 feet, depending on how big of an arm you have, 250, maybe even 300 if you know, depending on just how you're feeling. So that's my say on driving. And as far as form goes, form is extremely important. Form is one of the most important things to driving. Now, people always want to drive, you know, have big drives and stuff. And actually the best way to practice driving is putting. And that's because everything for disc golf originates from the snap. Your snap is going to be the crucial part of your throw. So I've got a little headwind now. This will be exciting, but here we go. So that's driving. Yeah.